Nico Harrison, I left Luca a voicemail and a text, but he guess he doesn't want to talk to me. You think? You think he doesn't want to talk to you? This guy, I don't know what the problem is, if his brain is just putty, if he just was bored, I don't get it. I just will never understand this trade, and I think majority of the NBA community, for once, is finally united on something so major. Most of the time something big happens and everybody's split 50-50, but it seems a consensus that this makes no sense. There isn't really an angle that you could look at this and say it makes sense. For the Mavericks, let's start with the Mavericks. One, why on earth would you trade Luka Doncic? I don't think there's ever a circumstance where you can justify trading Luka Doncic. Do you know how good Luka is? We all know how good Luka is, right? There's never a circumstance in which it's okay to trade him. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care what's going on. You don't trade him, number one. Number two, if you're going to trade him, okay, let's talk trade packages. Multiple low-level all-stars, multiple draft picks, some other young pieces. Yes. No, you get Anthony Davis and two bums. I don't care what you think of Max Christie. He's a bum. I don't care. Especially in comparison to what the Mavericks should have gotten for Luka Doncic. An injury-prone star and two bums. That's appalling. Appalling, disgusting, downright depressing and disgraceful, to be honest with you. If I'm Nico Harrison, I am leaving the country. I don't know who gave him the green light on this. I'm not sure what member in the Dallas Mavericks organization thought this was okay. Maybe he just decided to do it and not tell anybody. I don't know. But this could be the worst trade ever. I'm so serious. This is not an exaggeration. As for the Lakers, obviously they win the trade, but at what cost? Because what does it really do for them right now? I'm not sure. I don't love the fit with Luka and LeBron. I just think there's a lot of redundancy there in that LeBron and Luka have very similar play styles. LeBron has obviously taken a much more off-the-ball role the past few years, so it helps in that way. The Lakers do have some decent floor spacing, so it could work. I'm not super optimistic. It could work. However, I think this move was really for the future, whether LeBron is traded or not. The looming retirement announcement definitely puts the Lakers into a bit of a panic as what are they going to do post-LeBron? Now, you have LeBron. Post-LeBron. You have LeBron's predecessor. Literally. I mean, when you talk about how you're going to succeed LeBron, that's how you do it. You literally get the player who's almost exactly like him and who could maybe even be better than him. Don't hate the messenger. Anyway, this is my last video on this trade. I am just so bewildered that I don't even want to talk about it anymore. My brain melts thinking of why this trade happened. Why did the Mavericks do this? Why do they think this was okay to do? Sure, the idea of Klay Thompson, Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving sounds great, but there's so many things that need to go right for that to work. And a lot of it having to do with Anthony Davis, who, historically speaking, has been kind of unreliable in terms of consistent play. And then, sure, the health stuff, he's not been healthy at all the past half decade. So there's that. I tend to give players a pass, though, because a lot of times their health isn't really up to them because freak injuries happen. We see it all the time. But even still, when Anthony Davis has been healthy, he hasn't really been even close to a Luka Doncic level player. So I'm not sure how you can justify trading Luka for a player significantly worse than him. Again, if the Mavericks were going to trade Luka, shouldn't you look around the league to see what you can get? I mean, why was it that they wanted Anthony Davis so bad? Yes, his rim protection, he's arguably the best defender in the league, but at the same time, you're sacrificing all of that. You're sacrificing all of what Luka brings you for what Anthony Davis brings you. You're going to have a middling offense for who knows how long at this point. You have a guy in Luka Doncic who's arguably the highest level offensive engine in the whole league, and you trade him for a guy who I'm tired. I don't know who greenlit this trade. I'm not sure why Adam Silver said this was okay. If the goal was to hopefully bring back some ratings to the league, you did not succeed in that goal because me personally, this makes me want to watch the NBA less. This is demoralizing for me. I don't want to watch the NBA now. Mostly because I don't want to see Luka in LA. I want to see him in Dallas, where they just made the finals not even a year ago. I'm sorry, hardly 6 months ago. They just made the finals hardly 6 months ago. They traded the guy, one of maybe 3 or 4 players in the entire league who've proven that they can be the number one option on a championship level team. Luka proved that, and you just trade him. It's just puzzling beyond belief. And part of me still thinks it's fake. Part of me still wants to believe this is not real. However, the more time that goes on, the more of a chance that it actually is real, and there's going to be no room for doubt to a certain point, much longer even. And again, I don't have anything left to say. I feel bad for Luka. I feel really bad for Luka, and it's just a shame to see essentially one of the best players in the last decade fall into your lap in the draft after 2 absolutely egregious decisions made by drafting DeAndre Ayton and Marvin Bagley by the Kings and the Suns. You're practically gift-wrapped Luka Doncic, and you just go and trade him 5 years later for well below what he's actually worth, well below what you can actually get for him. That's all I got. Let me know your thoughts on the trade below, and let me know why.